What up, Viking fans? And thank you for tuning in to the Skol State of Mind podcast. My apologies. I wasn't able to get around to making a couple of videos last week, but we here and we got some good content for you guys today. Basically, it's way more things to talk about because training camp has started. I mean, when training camp basically kicks off, that's like the regular season is right around the corner and it just goes so fast. Like I be trying my best to slow play it. Like, all right, let's not dive too deep because once the season get here, hey, it ain't gonna stop. So I got some few topics that I want, to get off my chest with you guys. So let's dive in. Jordan Addison. So I know a lot of people out there are aware of Jordan Addison's potential suspension, his driving reckless or his DUI or wet reckless, whatever you want to call it, because it's different terminology. So he's basically pled guilty to a lesser charge, but he's still going to face a potential suspension. Now, word on the street is that his suspension should be maybe 3 or 4 games. We really don't know yet. We're probably like going to know that in the next week or two, But I just feel like this, like the DUI is a big deal because basically he was, caught on the side of the freeway or, on about a 105 sleep. And, you don't want to be out there like that. Like I'm from LA, so I know how those, freeways are. They extra busy. And you driving reckless or driving drunk, it only takes a millisecond for it to get deadly. So I hope Jordan Addison takes this and learns to mature in these situations and not put himself in those situations anymore. That's just the legal side of it. So let's talk about the football side of it, right? So with that potential 3 to 4 game suspension, I mean, they're gonna be without their number 2 receiver and it's next guy up mentality. So I really hope we can see a lot from Jalen Naylor, Ty Felton. I mean, TJ Hawkinson, because we really got to admit that TJ didn't play, to the best of his ability last season. He basically didn't play to like the 8th game. So, I mean, I think the Vikings will be in pretty good shape for, whatever suspension comes down for Jordan Addison. I just hope that he doesn't do it again because I really feel that Jordan Addison on this team is real big. He's huge for this offense, especially for JJ McCarthy. So, hey, he got to get his act together. But since we're talking about receivers, Justin Jefferson suffered a mild hamstring injury in training camp. Now, I look at it 2 ways on this one, right? Like, it's not the leg that he had the hamstring before where he missed 7 games or whatever, and he still got 1,000 yards that season, which is crazy. So it's the other leg, but this is just another nagging injury, and he's probably going to be shut down for maybe a week or two so they can nurse it so it doesn't develop into anything serious. That's what I worry about, it developing to anything serious, because who knows, like, if that hamstring is tight and then he starts trying to the body starts to overcompensate because it's not 100% healthy. I mean, being the quote unquote best receiver in this league, the best receiver on this team, I mean, he's gonna have to take his rest. He's gonna have to sit it out for a little bit and make sure it's healthy for when he comes back. And what I'm saying is a gift and a curse is because now the receivers behind him are going to be able to get more opportunities in practice to showcase their talent going forward. I mean, I just hope that this injury does not put him out, for a couple of games throughout the season, because just like I said earlier, we do know Jordan Addison is going to get suspended for maybe 3 to 4 games. And it would be a disaster starting the season without your number 1 and number 2 receivers on the field. So to get back to the gift, like next guy up mentality, just like with Jordan Addison being out. But, some people out there kind of wonder, like, is JJ McCarthy and Justin Jefferson not going to be able to get the chemistry, because they're not in training camp. Um, I think they develop some chemistry already. I mean, they got to develop that in-game chemistry, and when he comes back, they're just gonna have to put in extra work to make sure that they have the chemistry for when the season starts. But I just don't want to risk it to where this is a lingering hamstring injury throughout the whole season. Like that, we can't do that. We can't do that. I mean, I really feel like the Minnesota Vikings organization is really going for the win this season, and I don't want any setbacks. I don't want any excuses. I want everybody to be healthy, and it is what it is, man. We just got to take it in stride. So, just getting the two receivers out the way, let's talk about like some training camp, reactions. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not in Minnesota, so I'm only getting, my content or, my research from, people that I follow, online who's actually following the team, 100%. So I just feel like you have to take some of the videos that you see on social media with a grain of salt because it can go two ways. Like everyone's talking about like that great play that JJ McCarthy, threw a 40-yard bomb to Jordan Addison. That's cool for the offense. But does that mean the defense ain't playing good? Like that's how I look at it. So you can only take so much from what the media puts out through training camp. I just feel like when the bullets are flying, when we get to some of those preseason games and that schedule joint practice in a regular season, then we really can see. Because all about training camp right now is training camp. It's about developing these players. It's about getting better. It's about getting the timing. It's about, getting the scheme down. That's what it's all about. So I'm just feeling like, all right, you have to take it with a grain of salt because I really want it to be good days, bad days, indifferent, because I want the team to able, if they're struggling on a couple of days, to be able to bounce back, and figure some things out. So that's just my training camp reaction because everybody out there is gonna be like, McCarthy looks good. He looks great. But I just remember last season when people were saying like Sam Darnold was looking like trash. Sam Darnold couldn't do this, Sam Darnold couldn't do that, and JJ McCarthy wasn't really, excelling at that point. And then look what happened. Sam Darnold had a 14-win season. So you can only take so much from training camp. And I mean, it is what it is. So let's talk about this one right here. Look, this was big news, happened yesterday, and I think a lot of us been waiting to see, what's going to happen with Josh Metellus. So let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Josh Metellus signs a 3-year extension for 36 million plus with the Minnesota Vikings. I'm gonna tell y'all how I really feel about it. I'm gonna give y'all my honest opinion about it. Look, the intangibles for Josh Metellus are through the roof. I mean, he's a team leader. He gets the team riled up. He's the heart of the defense. Then you got to go with the play on the field. He plays multiple positions. He plays safety. He plays linebacker. He plays nickel corner. He lines up on the D line. Like he's like the quote unquote Swiss Army knife out there, which is dope. Like that's dope. I'm not taking that from him, but we did see him struggle down throughout the season, for the past 2 seasons when he had to play the regular safety position. What I'm worried about, this is just my concern, is this just a Brian Flores thing? Like, and I don't want people to jump on me and be like, oh, you just hating on the boy. It's like, no, I'm just being completely honest with this one. Paying him this money, 36 million for 3 years. I think it's like 25 million guaranteed. Are we for sure that he's going to be able to play this type of position on this team for the next years to come? Now, why I bring this up is because of this. Cam Bynum is no longer on this team. Harrison Smith will retire soon. I know some people out there feel like Harrison Smith can play at the next 2 seasons. I think this probably should be his last season. So with that being said, is Josh Metellus going to play a traditional safety role? And can he do the traditional safety role consistently? Or does the Vikings have to bring in traditional safeties just to keep him at that Swiss Army knife spot? That's something to think about. Like, we really have to think about that, because if he can't go out there and play consistent safety, like, straight up safety, and he's not able to bring the value with playing all these positions, I don't know, man. I don't know. That is, we're gonna have to see how this play out, But I wish him the best. Put it like that. Now, this isn't Vikings related right here, but this is basically like Rashawn Slater, from the Chargers, basically signed, a huge deal yesterday. Huge deal. He's the highest paid offensive lineman in the NFL right now. And if you looking at this list right now, you see that list right there. You see Christian Darrisaw at the bottom of this list. I'm not tripping that he's at the bottom of this list, but you gotta give Kwesi Adofo-Mensah and the front office some credit by getting the Darrisaw deal done last year, making sure it was done, so we ain't got nothing to worry about, and getting the value from it. Like, you really got to give Kwesi, his just due on that, because that $28 million for Rashawn Slater. Look at that. Look at these guys on this list. I'm not saying they not worth it. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying this. Hey, Kwesi got a deal, man. Kwesi got a deal, because let's just think if the front office would have waited, a year to give Darrisaw, his extension, it would have been upwards to $29 million for a tackle that we know has injury history. So, hey, you gotta give Kwesi in the front office their credit for getting that deal done early, solidifying and locking him up. I mean, just look at what Dallas has to go through. Like, Dallas waits so many times to sign these guys, and they be having to pay like extra money when they could have signed these guys earlier. CD Lamb, Dak Prescott, like, you got to start giving this front office a lot of credit for getting these deals done and, keeping these guys in-house. But let's keep it moving. Add me back to the stage. There we go. Yeah, this is we working with some new tech right now, so sometimes this stuff don't be working the right way. But there we go. All right, we got it. So, what to look for next week? So, starting Monday, I'm dropping this video. I'm gonna schedule it for Monday morning, so it's gonna drop Monday. So, going forward, tomorrow, Monday will be the day when they put the pads on, where they get the thump a little bit. So that's when you're going to see the offensive line, D-line, get active. That's the videos I want to see now, because when you be seeing all these passing plays and it's just basically 7-on-7, 11-on-11, ain't nobody getting hit right now. But when the pass start going and they start thumping, I want to see what this O-line and D-line got. I mean, we know that Darrisaw, Fries, they kind of like on the side doing their individual drills. But hey, everybody else, the other signings, Hargrave and Allen, they gonna be out there. So I'm probably gonna drop some more videos about that. But I'm excited, man. Like, overall, like, I'm really excited about this season coming up. Like, My prediction for the season, I'm taking it to the bank. 12-5. It is what it is. That's how I see it. But at the end of the season, I still want to at least one playoff win. That's the goal. So, I mean, over. That's all I got for y'all today. Just my little reactions of what's been going on in the NFL and with the Vikings. This past week and how I feel about training camp. That's basically it. I'm dealing with a couple of technical difficulties right now. My equipment, but it will suffice. So it's no excuse. I will be out here giving y'all, way more videos and way more content, as it comes out. So y'all know how I end it. Skol, baby.